Good says, sir, ma'am. Ma'am, sir.
Sir, ma'am. We'll try again. Go here. Go live.
We're live now. You're live.
Okay, well, if Kit says we're live, we're definitely... Yep.
Yeah, you want to press the button, make sure we're live?
Yes.
I want to make sure we're live. Is the sound coming?
Yes, the sound is coming through.
Alright.
Yes.
Should I do the thing then?
No.
Okay, well, I'll wait until you confirm the sound then. What's this look for?
Let's just get started.
Never mind. It still says waiting. I'm confused. Huh.
Oh, yeah. It's... Oh, hold on.
Yeah, it's live.
Yeah, it's live. It's live.
Well, can you make sure that the sound's coming through?
It is coming through, honey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to WAYPN, the weekly WAYPN.
The weekly WAYPN.
I'm stuffing you up because you stuffed me up last time.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I think we're starting with Thomas.
Inspired by Jason Dillingham, I made Peter Turbo style head cables, hoses, things on the leader of my Iron Warriors kill team. It's the first time I tried to sculpt something and it came out acceptable, I hope. Maybe after priming it will get better, like the casting texture.
So I think if he's using... Yeah, I think it looks good. I think if he's using the green stuff it'll get there. Don't worry about it. But one of the things is, when it comes to that, one of the alternate ways that you could get what you want here is guitar string.
But isn't guitar string expensive?
I don't know. I don't have a guitar. Should I look up guitar string prices?
Where would we get it?
To take some of their old strings. I have tons of guitar strings laying around.
Yeah. Okay. So you just steal off people.
Yeah. Just steal from Kit.
Yeah. Steal from Kit. All right. So next up we have.
It's you.
It's me. Should I read out?
No.
Me.
Take a sip of water.
Oh yes, the sip of water.
Gotta wet our tongues. Oh yes.
Want to know how to deal with burnout with actual, real and practical solutions, not just platitudes. This one's for you. Keep your head up, brother.
What? What kind of reading is that?
It was reading.
Oh, yes.
Alright, so after this we have Karl, or as he likes to say, the real Karl.
The real Karl. Mutant ginger rats and giant toad.
I see.
I do enjoy this giant toad. He's looking extra toady.
But he looks more like a mutant frog than a giant toad.
Looks like a toad.
No, because toads are brown.
Oh, are they?
I'm not sure.
Maybe
now I'm going to have to ask a question.
Toads are green.
What colour are toads? Tell us, all-powerful Google.
Oh, yeah. So
primarily browns, greens. You betrayed me with your second word,
it's
Google. It's
probably just because it's big that he says it's a toad.
So, what are your thoughts on the ginger rats?
I think the ginger rat's looking good. It looks more... I don't know, clearer on your one than on my one. Like on my one, it looks almost like everything's sort of samey, but you can see the clear differentiation between the rat's mohawk, the eye, the body.
I think that these ones are a bit closer to that monotone, but I can't really blame him because I mean, it's a rat. You know, like it is what it is. You know.
Oh dear. I think I've stuffed. Oh no, I didn't. I'm safe. Thank goodness.
Okay, you're safe.
I'm safe.
Alright, but yeah, then
Toad is looking good. I think Toad's.
Yeah, I like the toad. I think the toad's got good colour with it. Like you've got the green, you've got the sort of pinkish tongue, and then you got the red claws.
Yeah, everything is differentiated. That's the important bit.
And I think it's all good. Like it is exactly what you want for tabletop level.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Kit?
Yeah, you know me. I'm like all about the doing the bare minimum, so I think that looks great.
Okay.
Definitely works for tabletop.
Definitely. Yep.
Especially the toad.
Oh no, it's
What?
time for some not safe for work stuff.
That's what he said.
Some basing.
Time for some NSFW stuff. Bases in the making. Bits used are my experimental castings from Sprue Grew. Previously, I used acrylic resin, but now I decided to try plastic as it's easier to work with. Acrylic resin, is that just the way that we have regular resin?
No, so like acrylic resin is the 2-part.
Epoxy.
Yeah, I don't think it's a 2-part epoxy resin, but I do believe it is a 2-part resin. Because epoxy resin would be epoxy resin,
Okay.
not necessarily acrylic.
Acrylic, okay.
Yeah. But like I think that they look good, you know.
Very lovely places.
Like I'm all about basing, as you guys know, and like thus far, the only issue I will have is seeing them being painted, because that will be the big differentiator to see where things are. But we will.
You should change your name to Megan
Megan.
Trainer, because you're all about that base.
Ah!
See, I'm just gonna play full.
That's her song, very popular song.
Is it totally addicted to bass?
Or it could be Nicki Minaj.
Alright, well, I've got to learn how to mute all of you now after that comment.
I see.
Alright, it's Member Monday. # Member Monday. What makes a digital place actually feel like a community? It's not a platform, it's not the algorithm. It's the people who show up week after week, brush in hand and heart on sleeve. No new members this week, and that's totally okay. We aren't pursuing infinite growth. We are pursuing community. So keep those brushes wet and keep at it, people. Keep your chin up and keep posting.
Yeah, boy.
And hello, Rumble. How are you doing?
Oh, Rumble.
Yes, he says, yo all, I'm at work tonight.
Oh, from the live chats. Yeah,
Yes, you know, that whole community thing, you know, that thing that I just literally just talked about.
I think this is Tomasi, right?
It is Tomas.
Acrylic resin is 1 part powder mixed with water. Oh, like, no, this is completely different. Sorry, I'm still...
White bricks. All right, Tomas, don't say less. If you need to delete the comment.
What are you talking about?
With the white bricks of powder.
I'll
get to the chopper.
So now
Speaking of, Tomas has done up a video. Would you like to read out the comment?
Salty boys based, washed, and now are drying. Tomorrow, time for prime.
Nice.
I think they'll
also,
very
I
nice.
think that there will be one thing that's really good for him switching to the plastic. Right? So now he'll be able to glue plastic to plastic and he'll have much better bonds.
Yeah. Oh, is super glue bonds not as good?
Super glue bonds aren't as strong, no, because essentially with the plastic glue, what you're going to have is you're going to have how can I put it? Like they melt them together.
I understand, but I've had times where it just falls off.
Yeah. So it'll all depend. I just realised I haven't been loving everything because I haven't been on, people. I've been tired. Don't judge me.
Did I like this one? I think I also liked this one.
Alright, so next up we've got Brian Thomas, and we haven't seen...
Oh, Byron, very, very long time, yo.
Very long time.
Trench Crusade is going to be awesome. But I'm torturing myself trying to make 2-scale cargo net so my guys can climb out of the trenches. It's not looking very grim darky just yet, eh?
Not yet, but we will see.
But if he is just doing it like this works too.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like we'll see. Like, remember, like we showed the bird off for a long time before like it actually turned into real bird.
Real bird, guys.
It
It was in a cocoon, and now it's a butterfly bird.
But it does look like a D-Day beach scene more than it does Trench Crusade.
Yeah, it feels more historical's game, like bolt action rather than Trench Crusade.
I think that's probably like I was about to say bus, and I'm like, that is
a bus. Very powerful bus, very resilient.
The angry bus. If the angry bus wasn't here,
is that a TV show, like a children's TV show?
The angry bus, and it's just like a tank.
I was imagining a red bus.
Just like bus. It's just a tank just cruising through, blowing stuff up. This traffic's too much, you know.
Get out of my way!
But yeah, no, it's looking good, but it does look very historical at the moment and not very grimdark. Speaking of grimdark, it's time for Larry and how many things that he has done.
Larry. Okay, I realized I finished a few pieces either with minor changes or just rimming the base, but I hadn't posted pics to make it official here. So here we go. Beta Ray build. Quite happy with it. Black cat, happy enough, just tabletop to get it done. Statue with kitty, added a bit of grey highlights to fur and green eyes with a touch of UV at the end, of course. Gotta have the classic UV. Ghost and Burning Man, just rimmed and done.
There's a lot here.
Oh, I wonder if he puts his UV light shot to see that.
Yeah, there's the UV light shot.
That was very nice. Oh, look at this ghost. I really like this ghost.
It's very basic, but it's fun and it's good.
Yeah, and I like the line. Oh, yeah, the burning tree man.
Burning tree.
It looks like
as opposed to Burning Man.
It looks like a burning piece of bacon. Does he not?
You act as if I have never fed you once in your life.
It looks like a burnt piece of bacon running around. And here we have Beta Ray Bill, very lovely. I think this is really looking very comic booky, almost like the type of comic book figurines that you get. You know, it looks like.
Oh yeah. I know the ones you're talking about.
But better painted.
I think she does look basic, but she does look done. But like at this point, like when it comes to figures like this, where like they're all black and white. There's some things that don't really translate as much to miniatures as other things, and I think the black and white miniatures are one of them. And when I say black and white miniatures, I particularly mean like, how can I put it? I particularly mean like ones like this where it is literally like you've got black parts and white parts. I'm not talking about like grayscale things.
Oh, right. It's just
like
black and white straight up.
Yeah, because you don't, like, you have to work really hard to get the values right and such. So I just don't think that it's...
Not so sure if that particular pose is the best.
I think it does show off her acrobatics. I really like this little cat with statue thing here, though. Like, this is one of my favorites because it's really simple, but I mean, like, I think it's come up very well. Like, just combining a couple of simple elements.
But the cat's out there in the snow, honey.
Yes, it is.
Who will take care of kitty cat?
I knew this would happen, and this is why we have to move on. So next up we have who?
Cat. Krisha. Finished off the last of my non-character stuff. This is non-character?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. None to my minimal highlights besides a little on the banner and some edge highlights on the shields and weapons. Just churning out the rank and file.
Yeah, no, and it looks good.
So consistent, like cloned consistent, my dude.
But I mean, like, that's what you want.
It is what you want.
You know.
So I guess you achieved it.
Yeah, and like there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and I feel bad for saying this, but I don't have a lot of feedback on this one.
Yeah.
Because
Because he met his goal.
Yeah. Essentially, I remember famously one time Joseph is like, "You can criticize me. It's all right." Because I think once or twice we basically had the same advice from each week, which was like, "Looks good. There's like nothing wrong. You've hit your goals. Blah blah." And that's the most important thing. Like, if you've hit your goals, right, there is no reason to give yourself a hard time. Because, like, doesn't matter if you're aiming for, character level or showcase or tabletop. What matters is if it's, if you're hitting your goals, right? And so, sorry if you feel a bit left out of this one, Chris, but I think you've done great. You hit your goals, so we're going to move on.
I'm particularly impressed with the banner highlights.
I think that the banner looks good, but that's not what I like. I like this guy, the sergeant, with, like, where he's got the Synthwave cape.
Synthwave cape, yeah.
Yeah, I think, like, that's my favourite part. Speaking of Joseph, next up, we've got Joseph.
Just saying.
And he's got these fantastically interesting miniatures.
Power Rangers.
Oh my god. Like, just the cherub with the tutu and the pink wings. I'm just like...
Save me now.
I know that he copied a reference for this, but I will be quiet so that you may read.
The first pick minis are all done except the basing. The second pick are getting there. I'm really not looking forward to doing that fire. I can't get to most of it. I really don't like pre-assembled models. There are unpainted parts on the back of Shark Guy. Well, if no one's gonna look at it and you're just playing for yourself,
but, like,
you can close one eye.
Why does he have to be in a bikini?
Oh yeah, a very strikingly yellow one, might I add.
Like,
is there more going to be done with the fire?
I thought you were going to say, is there more going to be done with the bikini? Like, could you outline more of the shape?
That,
I want more shape here.
More shape, guy.
Oh my good lord.
But he's plenty shaped up. Probably just because he needs to be decent. Like, the whole model is showing off the muscles, right? Clearly.
Yeah.
But if they can't just have dong
flailing
about, so they had to cover him up.
Okay. All right.
Compromise.
Better way to cover it than a bright yellow banana hammer.
Yep. Exactly, Kit. Exactly.
All right, you two can comment on this. I'm just gonna check out. My brain is gonna check out.
What check out brain? We've said things. Yeah. It's looking good, Joseph. I'm just wondering if you will be doing more with the fire, is all.
Well, he said that he's got a problem with it because he can't reach all of it.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, I can...
All right.
I totally relate to the struggles of pre-assembled minis because that's mostly what I do. And yeah, there's definitely times when it's like, I can't... Especially if you don't have an airbrush.
Yeah.
Sometimes the airbrush can help out, which is, but...
All right, so moving on. Next up, it's me again.
Is it?
All right, so it's Talk Tuesday. Following the going for a walk metaphor.
How's your dog doing?
I see that I am the butt of the jokes. I will move on to Mars. To Masters up next. I won't cry much. I'll just go through the pictures as Sunny reads to Masters' post. And I will leave the commentary to her because obviously I'm the joke of this. Now
to detail work. And I have to say, the whole casting texture thing was worth the effort. I could tell just by looking at the green stuff. But is this the final color that you want to go for?
Well, he's doing the detail work now, so he's just started on it here in these pictures. So this is not finished yet.
It usually, I think this is how he normally does the colors.
I think
just really null and oils it in the end to really.
I think the biggest issue with these guys is not a lot of value difference.
Yeah.
And like they're.
Yes, Rumble, you are correct. What the dog doing? What?
All right, but anyway, so I think like there's not enough like value difference and not enough coloration, but then again, like this is true to what the Iron Warriors are, but I think like artistically they don't really pop off at all.
Yeah.
All right, so next up, it's us. It's Whip Wednesday. All right, hashtag Whip Wednesday. We should be live when this first comes up. We will be painting Big Bird. This should really be Sunny's post, but that means that Sunny gets to read the rest.
Well, no.
Yeah.
What? We should be live when this first comes up. We are still painting Big Bird, and this should really be Sunny's post, but she's walking away from a computer exhausted. So I am putting this up. Let's see if we can finally finish Big Bird. What are you painting now? Make a post about it. And we only finished him today.
I think it was actually yesterday.
No, today, because we were up till 5.
Oh, we were up in the morning. Yeah, you are correct. We were up in the morning.
And we also finished up like today because I worked on the touch-ups.
Oh, right, yeah, because we had some problems with gluing because... like, for example, his flames, I had to pin that, and it was a bit of a tragedy when I had to do that. A lot of the gluing was very stressful, I will say this.
I found that gluing of the wings was actually quite a dream. It was better than
that's nice.
But we were both very confused.
I'm glad for you. I'm glad for you that things went fine. All right. Well, here's Larry. You can read Larry's things. He shows off some paint because that's what Larry does. I'm not crying. You're crying.
Okay. All good. Boom! 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 What manner of man are you? Who can summon up fire without flint or tinder? I am an enchanter. By what name are you known? There are some who call me Tim.
This is your first time encountering this, isn't it?
Of course. I've never read this. What is this?
It's from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, of course. Well, I never watched Monty Python.
I do believe that one actually comes from when he forgot his line.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're like, because they were like this comedy troupe from Britain.
Oh, yeah.
And they did all of these skits. And there's the Knights of the Holy Grail meeting this sorcerer. And he does this whole spiel. And then he's like, and by what name are you known, sir? He goes, there are some who call me Tim.
Just realized it's the 50th anniversary of the funniest movie ever, TM. So it's about time I paint up Tim, since I've only had him for at least 30 years. Only base coats right now. This is Tim.
Yes, this will be Tim.
Why is he a sort of a demon guy?
It's just the dress they had him in. You'll have to see. All right, next up we got more Larry.
More Larry. With more products.
Mm-hmm.
Like Soil Works. Since I had out the red and black paint anyway, I figured it's time to hide the primer on this guy. A Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
I like what's going on with the road. I like the little brick.
But
path.
it's
Great little manhole cover.
it's nice to actually see a Marvel model where you know what's happening instead of just being very confused. Do you remember the Dracula one?
Oh yeah.
Like the Dracula one, it's like there's some bricks and like
and that's all the flooring because
no, some
went
of it was brick, and then there was like some like gravelly stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
and then there was like
It was all
some
weird.
green stuff, and I'm just like
But
looking at it.
when I went back and I was creating an entire section of a video just for Larry, I found the old post that he put up where it showed the box of the thing fully assembled, and I was like, oh, it's the Dracula thing that he was talking about. And I took a look, and that whole thing is like flooring, and I'm like, but why does the floor look like that?
Yeah, exactly.
What is it? What's happening?
All right, so next up we have. Somebody else has to read this.
Somebody has to read.
All right, yeah, since it's mine, I guess that would be me. Hashtag Whip Wednesday, knocking out a few models in what I call board game standard. For me, board game standard is a step or two below tabletop standard, and it's just about getting things done quickly and making them easily identifiable when on the table with a ton of other elements. I don't really bother much with highlights and shadows beyond what is provided by the initial zenithal, combined with thin paints or contrast paints. For this batch, I'm still playing around with the combination of Ionic paints and Joe Sonia Magic Mix. The models are the starting walker bottles for Tamashi Chronicle of Ascend by Awaken Realms. Still need to do the yellow lady along with the hair and bases, but other than that, they meet my criteria.
Well, let's take a look. So you just basically just put some contrast paint on each of the cloth elements so that each person is what is essentially a game color. Have I got that right?
Yeah, in this case, they're the starting character, so you've got a character color. The boards are the character boards are color coded. Now you don't have to put the little plastic rings on them. And I used a speed paint metallic on the metallic bits and some flesh tone, and yeah, very simple.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
About 5 minutes each.
Well, I mean, like if it works, but I do think like the capes need to be done. So like I'd probably just do them in the same color, or like do them up with a black or something.
The back side of the cape is done. The inside is a dark. It's kind of a dark gray contrast thing. Yeah.
I understand. I'm just saying that as it stands, right, I think like it seems unfinished.
Yeah.
Like especially with the base being the colors they are, I think like even if like say you slap a brown on some of the other areas, cuz like even if it is going to be below tabletop standard, you want things to be readable still. And that's I think the key thing, cuz I think when people can see the game colors easily, I think people are going to go, all right, yeah, I get that. But when they look at this, they're just going to go, well, like, what's going on here sort of thing. Yeah, and I think that's basically all you have to avoid. Just less times when people go, huh, what?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's about it.
Yeah, but I think, it definitely follows what you felt is your board game standard.
Yeah, I debated on the. I mean, I may go back and do the inside of the cave.
Well,
I debated on having them all color or.
Yeah. Well, we're moving on to Gareth Higgins.
All right. So, what does Gareth Higgins say in his long diatribe?
Yeah, finish some raised roads to be used in BattleTech next week. Oh.
Yeah, no, they're looking good.
Penguin.
It's a little funny that, you know, these are done up quite nicely, and like these guys, their bases are still unfinished and stuff, and I'm looking at that, I'm like, that's some very nice road you have there.
I can imagine them moving across this whole board like a low poly game where they go beep, 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 just moving around, no movement, just left to right, right to left.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it like Space Invaders style, where it's
just go like
boop,
boop, boop, boop, boop, boop.
boop, and you got to like move your gun, and you got to target ahead of them so that when you shoot your gun, like the bullet will arrive there in time.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. I'm following what you're.
That's what it feels like. Like I can imagine that how they move just by looking at the way he's positioned everyone.
All right. Shall we move on?
Yep.
But I do just want to bring up one thing before we move on. I think the way that he's done the grime and like the leaking from the concrete looks very nice. All right, so next up we have. It looks like an RJ Warren.
An RJ.
Where are you, RJ? Do you have work? How dare you, honestly?
Yeah, who said you could work on Friday?
Yeah.
Because it is our day. Okay.
So, like, honestly, I feel like, remember in that bit with the script where we talked about the analogous colours of red?
Yeah.
I feel like her hair is a prime example of what I was talking about, where like red is particularly different to other colours in that its highlight is what reads as the colour rather than its mid-tone.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you see with this, right? So his mid-tone right here is very dark. His shadow is very dark. His mid-tone is like more a desaturated red, right? But I think with his highlight, right, he has added just a touch of white to it, I think, but barely any.
Yeah, and then he probably glazed over top with it. Like, it reads as a very nice
red,
like proper red.
Yeah, but like, so you see how this feels less red than the hat does?
Yeah.
And that's primarily because this is just all that red, right? And there's the shadows there until we come to the rim, which feels a bit wider.
Yeah.
And like that's what I was talking about with how red is unlike other colors in that the highlight is the part that reads as your thing.
Yeah, I totally get that.
But I think this is probably another example we could use on that video.
On the video, yeah, you're right.
Have we recorded that one?
Understanding red.
Yeah, we did.
We did record it.
We recorded it, but we haven't done the.
Yeah,
we haven't done the.
We haven't done the actual recording of it yet. So I'm just doing some adjustment because.
Yeah, I see that. That's why I've been going back and forth on this for about 5 minutes.
Sorry, yeah, it's just gonna take me a little while to.
Just send now.
No. It's not quite done yet. It's almost there.
Oh yeah. Well, RJ also has added red to feathers.
Yeah, what about take a look at that gem work. The eye was redone many times. He felt that it was not quite there yet. Like I'm not sure if this is the final eye or if he redid it again. But I thought that it looked really nice.
It's hard to tell with this level of zoom, like only if we can get in really close with the face can I tell. But can you just ship it now, please, so that like he can see?
Okay.
Because I'm sorry, but you take too long.
Well, I have to give a correct example.
Yes. But I'm telling you that we don't have enough time, and especially, we can't play favorites.
Okay, but he's going for competition.
He is going for competition level. Alright, so this is the image?
Yes.
Alright, so here we go. And essentially, you've made it so...
Titty need more shine.
Why you like this?
It does.
So I'm just checking that everybody can see it on the actual thing. Even though there has been very little activity in the chat, and I'm not crying. You're crying.
I just think like with a model like this, where the skin is so prominent, like it is the time to really push that reflective feeling of the skin.
Well, I think it's also because she's a vampire that he wants to have it look quite pallid.
Ah, right. Okay.
You know, I understand what you're saying here. You're just like, I did like how when I did like when Larry opened his Discord to that message. What was it that he said? He said like, it's too early for this or something like that.
Something.
Where was it? Oh, I'm gonna see where he says it. Oh, was it in WAYPN before? I don't remember.
General. Oh no, yeah.
Oh, here it was.
Yeah.
Open Discord. This was front and center. The first thing I see. So took me a sec. I'm tired, and I just thought to myself, yeah, man, I get you. I get you.
I also think just a little bit push that highlight on the highest point of the face.
Yeah.
And I didn't add that in the one that I just showed, but I'll take a picture again for RJ and I will show it to him later.
Alright, so next up, it's Throwback Thursday. So this will be a bit of a Sutton adventure. There's only two ways things go. They progress or they decline. They improve or they deteriorate. They flourish or diminish. However you want to phrase it, it doesn't matter. That is the nature of things. This will be finished today. Its wings are done, its trinkets are done. All that needs to be finished is the gluing. But we had to work on it. This is the issue. This is the issue. You may think, no, things stagnate. But I want you to think back to the start of this post, where we said the three examples, where I said, say forward or backwards. Don't recall them? You can't? It's no longer important, right? Once it's past, it's done with. So too will your projects fade in this way. What do you intend to do with them? Your hopes and dreams for them. What you told yourself you would do. So like a garden, tend to it. That doesn't mean just rip out huge swatches of it, but it does mean don't let the weeds grow in. Just keep those brushes wet.
Bye-bye!
I like how you deflate everything that was said there with that one passage.
Sorry.
Why are you like this? Why are you like...
Let's keep those brushes wet.
But anyway, the point is that going back at it, you can see little updates here and there, and like as we progress, as we get closer, this is nowhere near where this is.
Yeah, like this.
Like as you go along, things progress. Like, oh yeah, alright, the wings look really good here. And then the little bits of feathers are added, which takes a lot of work. And then after the little bits of feathers are added, we work on the guy some more. We work on some books. Then we put even more work into the wings. And then even more work. And then even more work. And that's how it goes, guys. Alright, so next up... somebody else must read this one.
Okay.
Thursday whip. Primed / zenithal a couple of models for fun and started on the orc bust. The easy option would have been to establish the base skin tone with the airbrush, but I decided I shall do it the old-fashioned way. First, I introduced a bit of purple into all the crevices and such, then started glazing on some orc green. I think it's off to a good start.
Alright, let's take a look at it. So we've just got regular old zenithal here, and a lizard wizard.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of little dinosaur dudes.
Yeah, the purple looks like it's coming in good. Yeah, green looks like it's coming in. It's a bit wet here, but that's okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, no, like it looks like it's a good start. Like there is absolutely nothing wrong with this start. We'll see where it goes in the future. What do you think? What's the things that you'd look out for?
Well, it's Zenithal primed, so I was like, yeah, I would start a bit more darker, but I can't say that because it's already Zenithal, so it's good. I'm just thinking to myself, like, I guess I would have wanted to see more purple shadowing because
there is a fair bit of purple shadowing.
It's a bit on the thin side.
I don't know. I think it's
that would
good.
Really push the definition of the shadows.
Well, I think maybe once the highlights are added, then you'll feel like that the shadow is enough.
Maybe.
We'll see, when it comes to adding the contrast, because it is a whip.
Yes.
All right.
But we've got to advise.
It might be a perpetual whip because I'm horrible about finishing things, but.
Yeah. Well, I did just give that warning. Tend to that garden. Don't say goodbye immediately. That would be a bad thing.
I have jams.
All right. So
this post is both about learning or improving and update. After spending a night painting dark brown on 6 of my Kassakin kill team, I woke up and realized it would not work and a light brown was needed. So I then had to paint over all the dark brown areas I had done the night before. And my next step is Brigade Gray AP around all the brown edges. As you can tell with the front 2 models with some cleanup afterwards. So what I learned and what to pass along was if you have 2 colors you are trying to pick If you have 2 colors you are trying to pick from to do a test model or 2, do any additional steps you plan on doing so you have a basic look on what the end result will be. I don't know why it looks like that, but yeah. Sleep on it and look at them with fresh eyes and work with that information. Don't make a quick choice and realize after spending a night painting, you now have to correct the problem on 6 of your 10 models. I also got a new phone this week and I am getting a LED desk lamp for hobby painting. So expect an improvement in quality of my photos going forward. I am sure WAYPN can sum my words up better. Thanks for getting this far and listening to this novice painter. And he is right. This is a very
LED lighting is good.
Very common artist advice is to take a break from your work by stepping back from it so you see how it looks like from far away. How does it read from far away? And something that we do in 2D art, which may not apply to 3D art, is to flip your canvas and you will see exactly how like faces might not look as proportionate as you thought it was when you flip it.
Oh, you're talking about digitally.
Yeah,
because
digitally.
I think like some people might have been like,
Yeah,
what
sorry.
do you like flip it upside down like?
Digital art, sorry. So that's how you might find how certain things look a little off when you step back, or you take a day, or a few minutes, just walk away from it, come back, and you're like, hey, that didn't look as nice anymore. And then you can make your changes after that.
Yeah, I think also one of the biggest issues that I have is you put so much into very minimal changes. So like you're like, all right, I'll just push this highlight just a bit more, right? And you're doing it to such minor gradations that the diminishing returns aren't just vanishing, they're completely invisible. So there's this term called diminishing returns or vanishing returns, and the idea is like the more you put in, like the less you get out. There's a happy medium you want to hit, and that's one of the things that artists sometimes do. They just keep putting more and more into this single thing.
And then when you look at it as a final product, it's like, oh, no one can actually tell like how many layers you've put in, how many whatever you've done. It just looks like black shaded red or something.
All right. So next up, we have
Andy. This evening's work of the Initiative Tracker and normal Hellboy from the Hellboy board game. I think there is something like 214 plus models across all the expansions I own, so I'm going for something that looks good enough. Also an exercise for me to find ways that give a good effect, but don't mean I spend hours overthinking. I haven't figured out what to do for this base just yet, though.
Okay, so the only thing that I would say, Andy, is just if you're going to go for good enough, just remember to be clean, because when you've got that bleed over here, it just feels like it's low effort.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter whether it is or isn't low effort. The goal is to make it feel like you put in more effort than you actually have.
Yeah.
Always.
It's about quick methods of painting. But you still want it to look good, you know? Because if not, why go through the effort of painting it at all?
Yes, exactly. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with what you've got here, except for just maybe do just a tiny bit of cleanup if you can. Like, I understand if it's speed paints or something like that. There's nothing you can do, but yeah, you just want to be that level of clean.
Yeah, and of course, Zenithal priming is your best friend.
Yeah, I
these
think
sorts of things. So.
I think he is using that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But we'll move on to our next post.
We've got Lance. Wasn't sure how this one would turn out, but happy with the results. So, what journey are your brushes taking you on this month? And this is looking really good. Like, I'm not sure if Lance used to do like more shading and highlighting as much, but like he's attempted it very well with the cape. If you take a look at the back of the cape,
oh yeah, no, I noticed like the way
just right.
We'll see. I think it's also a lot of optical illusion because he's got a lot of black there, and then he does some mid-tone blue. Right, very little of it. Like this would be a highlight on some people's things, but it's his mid-tone, and then he goes straight to the actual highlight.
Yeah.
And like that makes the cape feel quite different. It makes it feel a lot darker.
Yeah.
Right, as if like maybe this is even like a blackish blue cape.
Yeah, correct.
And like things like that, I think are like really important, remembering those little bits of optical illusion. But yeah, I think Lance has been doing great. You know, I think I'm really happy every time I see him pump out one of his miniatures.
Yeah.
And I also like that he's been putting more effort into his bases.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really good because there's a lot of variation in the color, even though it's probably just speed paints and things like that. But everything's picked out and different, and you can identify him as a character on the board, even though he's just tabletop.
Well, it's time for Tomas.
First Iron Warrior finished. I'm afraid I may went too far with amount of hazard stripes. But on the other hand, on some official arts, they have even more, much more of them. Other people were eyes on this type of helmets. Other problem were eyes on this type of helmets. They were very deep. What makes them cast strong shadow and blow up all attempts to make believable glowing eyes effect? I'll have to think about something else. Maybe just plain black. Empty eyes will work better. In terms of bases, I wanted the kill team to fit the Hellbrute from some months ago. Och. And I love the cast metal texture. I should have made it on whole armor, not only on few parts.
Well, I think that the cast metal texture for the plate has worked really well. I really like this hazard striping because we've got some striking difference in colors and values. Because I feel like before, especially like the basing's good, the basing's fine, right? I'm not saying the basing is bad because you got your 3 elements, you got all that stuff, right? But when you have like rusted metal plates, you've got slightly rusted armor, you've got some gold, right? It would be so easy for this miniature to be very boring. And I think without the hazard stripes, like you might have put them on the hammer's handle, all of those things. Like I think the issue is like without it.
Yeah, it's not gonna look very interesting. And I think with what you've chosen to do, it's quite lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think he looks very characterful for someone, a Legion that you say is not very exciting. I think you've done a very good job of that, like really bringing out the character of your Marines.
And see, this is why I say basing is so important, because you see the basing that's on this guy's base, the Dreadnought, and the basing here. You know, without the color matching between these two, right? You already know that they're a part of the same
team.
Yeah, just looking at the basing alone.
Yeah, and like you can tell that there's a lot of work being put into this type of painting style as well.
All right, well, I think it is time to be judged. No, there is one more.
More Tim! Worked on the fleshy bits, put some color on the furry parts and the horns, a base color for the flame, and highlighting the cloth. In the movie, the black cloak will cover the chest, so you only see the red from the waist down. Toward that end, I mixed the base red with the green gray to color the top and fill in the folds in the lower half, and highlighting with a mix of the original red and the bold pyro red. Using higher amounts of the pyro red, the further down the figure I went. The black cloak was highlighted with green gray, then a mix of green gray and violet gray.
So just on this, I think that this model is quite soft. It doesn't have good detailing.
But look at how he's managed to bring out...
Oh yeah, no, I think Larry's done a lot with this particular model, but I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, like Larry's pushed this model quite a bit.
Yeah.
Considering what it is more than anything else.
I think with the way that he's approached the eyes and the nose and the mouth, you can tell that this is such a soft sculpt, but the facial expression looks sort of realistic enough. Like you're playing with a bit of illusion there.
Yeah. I follow what you're saying.
And it works, you know.
All right. It's finally time for the judgment.
Judgy McJudgington.
So it's time for me to walk away and cry into my soup. As everyone judges me and like nobody's really come on.
38 pictures, so many. I should have just cropped it even more, but then I was like, oh, but I like the viewing of this detail and the viewing of that detail.
Well, so people will be mean to me because they're not coming on to criticize me on the live chat. So
where the criticisms?
Crits? I've got to be used to my usual amount of internet meanness. All right, it's finished Friday. And then
finished Friday. Hey, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, and then I did the hashtag and found out it is actually a hashtag.
Oh.
We finished this yesterday or this morning. But anyway, Karatos Fate Weaver, the greater demon of Tzeentch, is finished.
And the client wants us to do even more after this.
Yeah, but this is my favorite bit because you know why?
You like your teddy bears.
I do like the teddy bears. There's 2 teddy bears. There's the classic 40k skulls, but I mean there's teddy bears and there's flying books and there's a big bird.
It took me a long while.
It says,
but I'm pretty happy with the photography. I actually especially like this angle, honey, because it looks like the fire's really coming right at you.
It's coming right for us, but we do have someone on here who can give some criticisms. So, Kit, would you like to criticisms these pictures? Oh,
Sure. I mean, I guess the only thing for me, I mean, otherwise, overall, I think it looks fantastic. And actually, going through some of the other pictures, I don't notice as much. Just on one of the pictures, the end of the flame reads a bit bright. It's like it goes from bright, like to dark, and then back to bright again, which just seems a little odd.
Yeah.
On other pictures, it looks fine. It looks absolutely. So I'm just like, yeah, it's really weird. It's like one particular picture that jumped out. I'm like, that doesn't read as quite real because of that. But
yeah, that's and Sunny was commenting on that, and I said, yes, but magic. And that's essentially the explanation. I wanted it to be white at the end because magic.
Okay, fair enough. That's what I was wondering if there was an actual.
Yeah. No, that's
the decision behind that process, or just
That's pretty much it. Just like you want the fire. You want the fire to fire hot.
Yeah, and when you take a look at it but this is a very specific angle, which is this picture here. Really looks like the
you want
fire.
me to go back to that one?
Oh yeah, sorry. There it is. You missed. There it is.
It's the one where it's
the fire sort of the front and center. Coming straight for you, kind of.
It's coming straight for us.
It looks correct in this angle, but in other angles it doesn't.
They're
make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Other than that, it overall it came together excellent, most excellent. Yeah. Way more. I don't have the patience for that type of work.
Oh yeah, we burnt ourselves out doing this model.
Yeah, there's.
Cal was like, "Do we need to do the highlighting like that?" And I was like, "Yes." And no regrets, my bros. No regrets. I mean, take a look at these nice close-up shots. Would we be able to be appreciation more?
I've already noticed some errors.
Okay. But like nobody will know unless you actually say it out loud.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not allowed to talk, guys. Just so you know, I've got to remain silent.
Yes. Shut up more. Yeah.
So now on husband prison island instead of wife prison island.
Indeed. But doing that tabard pattern once everything was already assembled was a pain in the butt.
Yeah, no, doing a lot of this was a pain in the butt.
Yeah,
like
why are there a million gems? And like, why does
his tabard have feathers on it?
Yeah, why does his tabard have feathers on it?
Like, I understand chaos and mutations and stuff, but once you're like at the point where your clothes start growing feathers, maybe you're just like, oh, okay.
It's the warp magic phasing in and out of reality. Like his knee has a tongue coming out, and that knee is armored. Like, what is this? What is this? And he's got a million gems on a million things. Like, this arm has so many gems everywhere. And then the staff, oh my god, the staff needs like more gems. Like, is it like a soul stone type of lore situation? I don't know.
So this is the one that Sunny was talking about right here, the one with all the gems. But the best part is like I actually sculpted it so that he had two arms instead of the standard just sculpted it so he had 3 arms, I should say.
Yeah, so he's
Two
got
on
2
one.
on one side and then the 1 on the other.
But I actually think that it helps balance things out a bit because the book is just so massive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think when you take a look at it, what do you call it of? The visual hierarchy seems so off balance if you just have it. But I think one of the things that Sunny did, which was really good, she just got a fit of inspiration at one point. And Penguin says that he is happy to see the big bird.
Yes, but where's the cult, Penguin? You've always talked about the big bird cult.
Okay.
Not here.
But yeah, Sunny, in a fit of inspiration, did all of the feathers for, the chest and the head neck area and all of that. All of those little bits of feathers. So I'll see if there's another picture where it comes in. Yeah, like you see on the leg here, all the little feathery highlights. So like they're in addition to the regular highlights. Sunny's like, yes, but we want to have individual feathers popping up. And I'm like, okay.
Gotta make him look like he's made of feathers.
Yes. And then Sunny...
No regret, my bruv. I mean, look at him.
He does look quite good. But I also like from this angle that it looks like the center of him is glowing.
Yeah, that's what I tried to tell you earlier on when I
first
started messing around with taking better pictures with your phone and such. It really looks like the center of the chest was glowing with the magic and the palm of the hand was glowing with the magic.
Oh, yeah, no, the reason why I wanted to make the palm of the hand glow a bit more is because I knew that there'd be the fire. So I wanted it to pop a bit more.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, the lighting doesn't quite make sense.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm very happy because that fire kit, believe it or not, we're floating on air. I've forgotten how the rest of that song goes.
Believe it or not, it's just me.
Oh, that's it. But this fire right here, I sculpted that using some parts of different GW kits. So, for example, this thing is a part of what's called an Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch, or a Chariot of Tzeentch.
Yeah.
Right? And he has these things called Brimstone Horrors. And so I incorporated the Brimstone Horrors into that.
Into the fire, which will take a look very shortly.
Oh, there's the lightning. We'll take a look at the lightning. I actually literally made this lightning out of tiny wires.
Copper wires,
yeah,
right?
that's point like 0.05 wire or something less than that, or like 0.1 copper wire. And Sunny scolded me a lot because it didn't look lightning-y enough.
Yeah.
And then I worked on it more, and then she's like, okay, now it looks like lightning. Now I will allow you to go to bed. And I said, thank you.
Happened.
And then I said, thank you, dear. And then she says, welcome to Husband Prison Island. And then she said the B word. But yeah, you see the little dancing guy in there?
Yep.
Yeah, so like I incorporated those into the flames. And like here, once I zoom in, it looks a bit clunky around here. But like when you like, especially when you look at it this side, you can't even see it. You can't even see where he comes in and the fire starts. It's just the way it is. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it all turned out.
And I'm also pretty happy with the photography.
So
use a proper camera this time.
Do you want to read out what our resident bird expert has to say?
Big Bird, the chaos avatar for chaotic penguins.
Yes. Yeah, it's...
Because penguins can't fly.
So that's why he's walking about.
And he has wings that he never uses.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely for travel in the Arctic. That's why this guy's...
So he's blue.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. And it's all right that only Kit joined us to give us a hard time, because Kit didn't actually give us much of a hard time at all, did he?
How could you after you presented such a expertly done model?
Yes. Like,
I think if anyone was going to give us a hard time at this point, I would be quite upset.
well, see, I wouldn't. I'd just say, this is what I deserve,
The level
being
of
on
stress.
Husband Prison Island.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I did like that you gave me a little bit more sort of creative decision making.
yeah. Well, I mean, like you had quite a few ideas for Big Bird. Like, you're like, I want to do this with the books. I want to do this. I want to do that.
But you told me to try doing the writing for the books. That's your idea.
Yeah, I tried. I said,
My only idea was let's do feathers.
yeah, you did. No, you had more than Let's Do Feathers. You had a couple of different ideas, but like I think having somebody to kick off, having somebody to work with, I think really does change the dynamic of things. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, keep those brushes wet. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.